You've got it tuned to KEXP, where the music matters, at 90.3 FM in Seattle, 92.7 FM in the Bay Area, at KEXP.org, and also on the KEXP mobile app. I'm Cheryl Waters here in the KEXP studios with a band we love and are always so happy to have join us live on air. It's Nation of Language. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's good to be here.
So excited about this new album, Dance Called Memory, coming out September 19th on Sub Pop Records. So we're getting this in-studio session ahead of release. Very exciting. And I can't wait to catch up with you, see what you've been up to. But you want to start us off with some music?
Absolutely.
Nation of Language, live on KEXP. Nice. That is Nation of Language live on KEXP, a new album, Dance Called Memory, coming out September 19th on Sub Pop Records.
Turning
You're listening to Nation of Language live on KEXP.
Let it breathe, let it get, there's little left to follow. So sad, and I won't go over. Turn to me, turn away, just standing up to follow. And you're so far away from me. How many miles ago, a dream that fell, lamented in the morning glow, embraced and left alone. How many miles ago, unbreak the spell, still remember how it was before. Once in our lives, wish they'd cut that out, wish they'd drop that knife. In the peep show, bugging our fake love truck, stopping which they ride. Turn to see, turn away, there's nothing left to follow. And you're so far away from me. How many miles ago, a dream that fell, lamented in the morning glow, embraced and left alone. How many miles ago, unbreak the spell, still remember how it was before.
You're listening to Nation of Language live on KEXP. Ian, you have such a great voice, and when Aidan and Alex join in on vocals, I get goosebumps. You all sound so good when you sing together.
Thank you very much, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Cheryl, we've been practicing it.
Oh,
So awesome. Nation of Language, songs from the upcoming album Dance Called Memory. And that song, In Another Life, making its world premiere today on KEXP.
That is true.
Not heard before. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, not
It's
heard
fun.
before, not played before.
It's exciting for us. Yeah.
Extra terrifying to play a song in front of people for the first time.
Live on air.
Live.
Around the world. Well, nicely done. Your new album, Dance Called Memory, is so gorgeous. It's just wistful and mournful. It's spacious and spectral and just supremely comforting. There's a lot of emotions that it brings up. I feel like you're always expanding your sound and bringing us new surprises, which is an exciting thing for a band that you love. You've said in the past that you're always striving to be as ambitious as you can be. And I'm wondering, your last album, Strange Disciple, had more live instruments than its predecessor. And what were you maybe exploring or doing new on this record?
Oh, well, this record, certainly from like a songwriting perspective, you know, traditionally most of our songs kind of start with, you know, a drum machine or a synth arpeggio loop. Whereas on this album, a lot of the songs started with just sort of like a guitar, like me sitting with a guitar and kind of not even trying to write songs necessarily. It was like a very depressed time in my life, and just like sitting around playing the guitar is such a great way to distract your mind when you're kind of really going through it, because you have to focus on something else. I feel like it's the same thing with like, I don't know, knitting or any other instrument, just something to kind of make your
Ceramics.
brain tune everything else out.
Well, I can knit. I wish I could write songs. Well, how did you approach making this album? You talk about sort of the genesis of the songs, helping you get through a tough time. I heard that you once again worked with producer Nick Milheiser, who's one half of Holy Ghost and tours with LCD Sound System, and you worked with him on Strange Disciple as well. So obviously there's something there that works for you. How do you like working with him, and what does he bring to these records and to this one in particular?
Yeah, I mean, we love working with Nick. He brings what I would call like a scrappiness to the process that we really value as a band, of letting things be a little chaotic, not needing everything to be exactly timed or exactly tuned, or, you know, letting the music be a sort of living, breathing thing. And like this time we sort of tried to shake it up in the studio a little bit just by surrounding ourselves with different synths sometimes, so that, you know, I think it's very easy when you're in the studio with the same producer, you know what works, and so you reach for it. And so this time taking a second and being like, what can we grab that we don't necessarily know how to use as perfectly as the things we used all over the last record?
Does that sort of temper your perfectionism? And I heard he works in analog. Does that mean you work on one song at a time?
Yeah, it's one song at a time. It's not to tape, but it is like, this gets in the weeds really quickly.
Yeah, but it is the old school way with the mixing console, and at the end of the day, you commit to all your decisions, and you print it down, and then you wipe the board, and that's it.
That can temper perfectionism right
Oh, yeah.
there. Well, I'm really interested in the dichotomy between that synth-heavy sound that you have, which can read as cold sometimes, but really comes across as very vulnerable and human. Can you talk about that balance that you create there?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing I like to talk about in this regard is there's sort of like, you know, Kraftwerk is a huge influence for us, but they often would like tend towards the cold and the inhuman, because at their time, you know, in the 70s, that was kind of a radical thing. Like they wanted to be like machines making music. But then there's this other sort of school of thought that is like a Brian Eno sort of school of thought, where like it should feel human. Synth music should feel like strange and imperfect the way that humans are imperfect. And I think sort of leaning into that mindset as we're making the record, since now there are actual robots making music.
Trying to take our jobs.
Yeah, trying to take our jobs.
Good luck with that, robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's like Nation of Language.
Come see me.
Well, on your last album, you delved into obsession in its many forms, and there's some heavy themes at the core of Dance Called Memory, but one of the themes that I noticed flowing throughout the record is the complicated nature of friendships. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a song on the record, it's called Now That You're Gone, that I think sort of ties a lot of it together, that it was inspired by my parents took care of my godfather as he was dying from ALS, and sort of watching that display of friendship, and then they had known him since he was 18, and just like taking care of someone who means so much to you was such a wonderful display of friendship, and really kind of inspires me to be a better friend, and also kind of highlights when you feel like you are falling short of being the friend you want to be to someone. And see, a lot of the record just deals with kind of both loss, but also just changing dynamics of friendship and relationship, and how complex it can all get.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
You opened the set today with Under the Water, and I remember reading that almost didn't make it on the record, and
Yeah.
then you were like, at the 11th hour, you're like, no, it's got to be there. Why did it have to be there?
I don't know, just listening back through what we had, it felt like I would listen back through what we had, and then I would listen to that demo, and it just felt like a piece of the puzzle that was not, the album felt like a fuller, richer picture with that song in it. And unfortunately, I realized that it was the day after we were like, okay, we're done with this record. And then we were getting on a plane to fly to Australia to open for Idols. And that's when I realized that I wanted it on the album. And so we were like in the green room while they would sound check, we would set up the synths. And so we were just like recorded it kind of piecemeal as we were traveling around, and then sent it back to New York for Nick to mix.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
Well, you just played 2 stadium shows with Seattle band Death Cab for Cutie. And Aidan, I remember reading a long time ago that was your favorite band in high school. And that must be so surreal now to be playing sold out shows with them. How's that been for you?
Yeah, they were actually my first concert with my dad and my best friend at the time when I was 14. It was like the first show that I ever bought my own tickets to go see. And they were so important to me. I just remember so many like terrible moments in my life soundtracked by plans, and like them getting me through the harshest teen angst. And then even in like as an adult, still going back to those albums are so important to me, and playing with them it's been a dream. They're really sweet and they're incredible to watch. It's super inspiring.
And they're still making, like Roman Candle.
Yeah, Roman Candles was like my favorite song that year that it came out. And it's like a 2-minute long song, so I think I listened to it 1,000 times at least. But yeah, they're great, and I'm really honored that we get to play these shows with them.
That's wonderful. Well, the live show is a big part of Nation of Language identity. I also remember reading somewhere along the way that you're like, if we're home too long, we start getting kind of itchy. We want to be back out on the road. But I know it can take its toll. You've suffered from getting sick on the road, which can be such a tough thing when you don't have time to recover and you just have to keep traveling and keep playing every night. Have you learned any tricks to help you power through?
Eat less chocolate.
Oh.
Is that what we decided it came down to?
I've already had chocolate today. It's only 11 a.m.
It's okay. You get to stay in Seattle.
I do. You come to me.
I think we kind of just tried everything we could think of at once. We were like, we don't need to isolate the variables. We're just going to try everything.
Vitamins.
I think one of the
Acupuncture.
crucial things is just sleep at every available opportunity.
Yeah.
Like we'll just lay down on the ground if we've got 20 minutes and just go to sleep, because the exhaustion, I think, is really what gets you in the end.
One of Abe Seifert, another great producer that this band has worked with, he said something that stuck with me, which was the 3 S's on tour: sleep, shower, salads. He said. So I try to
Salads.
Yeah.
And
try to keep that in mind.
Socolate.
Snickers.
Yes, Snickers.
Well, it's always such a pleasure to see you. I'm loving the songs from Dance Called Memory. Thank you again for sharing a new one today and sharing these beautiful songs with us. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
Thank you,
Cheryl.
Cheryl and KEXP. We love you.
It's Nation of Language live on KEXP, Dance Called Memory, coming out in September on Sub Pop Records. Thanks to all of our wonderful listeners and viewers for helping to make sessions like this possible. We are listener powered. You can make a gift anytime at kexp.org and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll let you know every time we launch a fantastic new video. Again, a big thank you to Nation of Language live on KEXP.
Discover new music at listener-powered kexp.org.